WV Uncommon Place. This podcast is a variety podcast that houses numerous series to cover mental health, empowerment, podcast framework, and various intimate series to get to know the hosts. Along with occasional movies reviews and dives in pop culture with our event podcast episodes. The Uncommon Place digs into bringing guests on that stories don't fit the mold and are very different. WV stands for the great state of West Virginia, and every quarter we cover something in West Virginia. Stacey and myself, JR, are your hosts, so please come along for this venture to our Uncommon Place.
Welcome to West Virginia Uncommon Place. I am JR.
And I'm Stacey.
And we've been doing these shows for a while. We look over at each other. We have been together for quite a bit of time. And there's one thing that I am toxic about, and I need forgiveness from her for this. I need forgiveness from everybody that's ever dated me for this. I am what they call a template guy. I have one.
And I'm just gonna throw this out here. I don't care if any of them other ones forgive you or not.
Oh, well, y'all don't have to forgive me.
They don't matter. Only I matter.
Right. Well, there's one thing that I learned, and I learned this from my mother. My mother said, I can do anything I want because I got the gift of gab, so I'm going to talk my way wherever. And we're not talking about anything sexual. We're not talking about any innuendo like that. But I can tell a story, and you're going to listen, even if you don't want to. You might turn the side eye, but you're going to hear it. But one thing I learned from my mother was that Valentine's Day is not an important day. Valentine's Day is the least important day because it's a reminder of the things that you don't do all year long.
True.
But her but in that is, if you gotta be good at it, you've got to figure out something that is special, that's universal. So, at the tender age of whatever age, I want to say it was when I moved to West Virginia, and about 2018. Sorry about that, I didn't mean to put my hand on the table. 2018, I realized that edible arrangements was the way to go. Edible arrangements.
Are you saying I was your first?
Yeah, on the edible arrangements.
Aww.
I mean, excuse my language, but everybody does flowers. That's like a...
Right, flowers die. Sorry.
Right. But with you, I went out here and I was smart.
Mm-hmm.
I found a glass rose that was on Amazon. I don't know if it got to you that day or not.
It did.
A little teddy bear.
Mm-hmm.
Some candy.
Cheryl's cookies. Oh.
Yeah, where'd I get them from?
It was a flower shop, because you did send me flowers too.
Yeah, so flowers from the flower shop.
Yeah,
Shout out to them
but
dudes
it's
up there.
called Cheryl's Cookies, and if you have the opportunity to try or buy Cheryl's Cookies, if your significant other likes cookies, they're pretty bomb.
So most of the time, you get these things. The glass rose is my specialty. You got one. I haven't done any more because the quality of them has gone down. And I think you still got it. If you don't have it, you whatever. Probably kept it for a long time. But anyway, I was doing. We won't go into those details today.
I mean, I don't care. I burn it.
Yeah, we broke up at one point. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway.
Just gotta be honest.
Yeah, be honest. So the thing is the edible arrangements.
Mm-hmm.
To me, they are something special. And the reason that they're special is because it's not something that nobody really cares about it. It's what's special
not
about
in a rude way.
You're not in a rude way, but when it's chocolate dipped fruit, you can do that yourself. But the aspect of putting it in with all the stuff magnified by the enhancement of the handwritten card, and just the time that you take to be impressionable with those gifts. The edible arrangements are just an extra piece to it.
Right.
But when they come together with all of it, and from my point of view, it's only to make anybody around you jealous. It's to make you happy, but I want them other ladies and the other dudes, whoever's working with you, to see that and be like, oh, this is not me, but this is her? Why don't I have this? So the edible arrangements has been something I've stuck with. And Valentine's Day to me is special. I go as far as like that box that's sitting right there. That will be a Valentine's Day box. Maybe not. But it will be filled with treasures on my travels. These small little intricate things. Or
right. And you do, it's just those Christmas boxes to any random person it's just a box. I got it after Christmas, and I probably paid 10 cents for it because it was on clearance. But you can't tell that it was a Christmas box.
Right. So, like, with that kind of box, I'm so creative that the top of that box, you never know what I might do. It might be a message in there. It could be a photo. It could be anything that's going to go inside the top that you'll never notice unless you look back at it.
Right.
So, I'm creative in those areas. But, like, going back to what my mother said, it's the lack thereof. Now, throughout the year, we do things. So I don't get you flowers all the time. Flowers, I personally, the reason I don't get you flowers now is because they die.
Because I kill a cactus. I mean...
You killed a baby cactus from Myers. Shout out to Myers, my favorite department store.
All right.
And, but the cool thing about Valentine's Day is the most enhanced time that you can show your skills with whatever you're doing. So, in my case, I like to do that. So, what is your take on my Valentine's to you, or Valentine's Day in general?
I feel like the first one was the best one. And not just because it was the first one, but you took so much time and consideration into each detail of the gift that you thought of. Not saying that you didn't do that in the future, but it was a little more difficult. Because we were on the road. 2020 was, I think that was, I don't know if they had started locking us down then or not in February. I can't remember.
Yeah, 2020 was hard because we got everything while we were on the go. We were living in Ashland at that time. So.
Okay, yeah. So, it wasn't like we could just pop over. There wasn't, whatever. Anyways, like you said, the flowers, edible arrangements. You did Cheryl's cookies, edible arrangements sent to Teddy Bear, which I still have that. The glass rose. And you picked out a Grey's Anatomy book for me.
Oh, yeah. The Grey's Anatomy. I forgot about that.
We had been talking maybe 2 months at that time. And, well, no, we had talked a lot more. We'd been dating a month.
Right.
And it impressed me that you remembered how much I enjoyed Grey's Anatomy. And enough to pick something out that you knew I wouldn't have. Like, it was, I think, the nurse's point of view.
It was a book about them when they go to the bar.
Yeah, and it was the nurse's point of view in one part, I think. I don't know. Okay. I don't remember. It's still in there. It's still on my bookshelf. I still pick it up every now and then. And just like the overall, he thought enough of me this day to grab me something. And you did that anyways. I'd receive packages in the mail randomly throughout the years. Or when we were out. And when we were out and together, it's like we just grab and go. Like I said, I think, what'd we do? Yeah, 2021 and 22 were all rough just because we were inseparable, working from home, working on the road. You were traveling a whole lot.
I still got that little arrangement on.
You did.
Yeah.
And every year, I think, except for 2020, I mean, that's only 2 other years, but whatever. Edible arrangements is the staple. And it's nice to have that little extra treat. Because, how often do you go there and get you some fruit? Right.
And like I said, and to me, like, it's like, what I like about, like, this year, like, you came flat out. You was like, look, I don't like these kind of fruits.
Right. But my comment to you this year was, I think there was a commercial on the TV, and I turned and I looked at him. I'm like, I better get my edible arrangements this year. And you look at me, and you're just like stunned for a second, and then like you recovered. Okay, what kind of fruit do you want?
And you told me directly.
I said I like strawberry and pineapple.
Right, and it's because like chocolate covered bananas doesn't make sense.
I know. Like.
Green apples does not make sense being covered in chocolate.
See, I would like the apples more if they would remove the peeling.
Right.
I'm the type of person that I don't like the peeling on my apples. and I don't like the core. And when you get an apple from Edible Arrangements, you have to dissect it if you're picky like me. Like, I can eat the inside of it and then I lick the chocolate off the outside.
Okay, so basically, yeah, so now...
If I'm wasting it.
So now I got it worked out, and shout out to Edible Arrangements for actually getting the prices back in line to what they were previously. Last few years, they've been kind of cutthroat.
Right.
I almost was about to find one of these ladies that dips fruit with that little metal rod and does that.
Right, and we're not saying, pick Edible Arrangements over someone local, but, pick wherever you would like.
Now, there's one other thing that wasn't discussed in here that I do. West Virginia has a specialty. The city of Vienna, West Virginia, Wood County, Parkersburg, a.k.a. Dutch chocolate, a.k.a. the greatest chocolate you can get in the world.
They have one, they do it in Charleston, too.
It gets made in Vienna.
Right, but they take it down to Charleston.
Could you tell them the name of that place?
Hall's Chocolate. It is amazing.
Now... this is one thing that I probably should have done a separate episode on. We should have done a separate episode on. But Hall's Chocolate, I had never had it in my life. Now, mind you, working...
And that's Holl.
Apostrophe S.
Hole. Like, kind of like there's a hole in my boot.
Yeah.
Not Hall, but Hall's Chocolate.
And either way... I had the chocolate previously, like when I worked in a nursing home and didn't know it, because old people get it sent to them.
Right.
And it's an extraordinary chocolate. The experience I don't need to go into. But at least 3 of the Valentine's days, I make sure I find that chocolate somewhere. Now, the last go round...
It's hard to get unless you order it in advance. Like if you're going to get me some Hall's Chocolate for Valentine's Day this year, you might want to go ahead and place your order.
Right, or if you're a thug like me, you wait till it gets delivered to Charleston because somebody's not going to pick up their chocolate. Yeah. And that's what happened the last time. Somebody didn't pick up their chocolate. And then the one when we lived in Charleston, 2 times I've got the chocolate from Charleston, and then 1 time I've only gotten it from Vienna because Vienna's tough.
They are.
And their orders, like, you have to get them in December. Like, I didn't place an order yet, to be honest with everybody, not to be shaken or say anything out of the way. But I'll get that taken care of. And then next week I've got to order Edible Arrangements, or it won't be it'll be a JR's got to pick it up type deal, which it'll probably be a JR's got to pick it up type deal and deliver it to you. But
right, so you might want to put this episode out fast to remind everybody, do not sleep on your significant other when it comes to Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we'll most definitely will put this one out. I'll put together something real cute to talk about it. Now, the other things about Valentine's Day, like, and one thing that we do inside of February is we watch a certain type of movies. Mm-hmm. I forgot what movie it was, but we watched something that's themed. And one year we watched, and this is for anyone, please be careful because this is not, I'm not trying to trigger anybody, but we do give a trigger warning. We watched the Tina Turner movie with Angela Bassett in it.
Yes.
What's Love Got to Do with It? Which we do have an episode out on that if you guys want to go back in the archive and check it out. And it will be available on West Virginia Commonplace Presents the collection in February. But anyway, so we watch movies and stuff like that, and I pick stuff out. The things that I feel bad that we missed out on is, like, we've never watched Sleepless in Seattle. We don't watch rom-coms.
Right.
Romantic comedies, for some reason, are not part of what we do.
I have a scratch-off list in there that we need to get into. So I think that should be a podcast series. We'll watch the episode, or watch the movie, and then do an episode about it. And that might be on one of them. But they have a large variety of movies on it, so I think it would be fun. So
yeah, definitely we do need to start doing that. We'll probably start doing that. We got 9:00 tonight. We could probably.
Unsub.
Yeah, she said unsub. Unsub is our terminology for our criminal minds.
That episode will be out later.
Yeah, no doubt it'll come out later. So, just in general, just to tie this all up, we just want to talk a little bit about Valentine's Day, but I wanted to talk about the things that are standard issue, like Edible Arrangements is standard issue now.
For you, yeah.
I always get an amazing little box that's that from the Dollar Tree, because I'm not expensive or nothing, because you don't... The thing that got me is if you're expensive with what you do, you set yourself up for failure the years later. Because anything I've ever done is not that it's been expensive, but it's been in a nice little frame that I could afford.
Right.
If I didn't have a job or whatever, I could work my way around and get this stuff.
Right, and to me, it's not about the product that you give me. Or that you spend an X amount of dollars. It's the, how do you say this? Kind of goes back to your anything else. It's the thought that counts. You're spending time with me that day. You are letting me know that you're thinking about me. That you pay enough attention to know that I like strawberries and pineapples, and I can't stand the bananas, because I never even said that to you, and you know that absolutely stay away from the bananas. And it kind of ties back into what you were saying earlier. You should show a person that you love them every day, because the next day is not guaranteed. And Valentine's Day is just another random day to most people. They don't, oh, it's February 14th, who cares?
And one thing I want to add in there is shout out to everybody that celebrates Valentine's Day as Single Awareness Day.
Yes.
Because there is nothing wrong with finding yourself and developing yourself to whoever you need to be before you find somebody. And if you just like that solitude, more power to you. One thing I'll say is that the one thing I like about it is it lets me do an art that I don't get to do very much.
Right.
As a young man, and I started having girlfriends in the 4th grade, I used to write letters. Mm-hmm. And I don't get to write much.
Right.
And in that box or somewhere, I can get a piece of paper and I can just write something. And that's my real gift. It was never talking. Right. It was writing. I got the right words to say on that piece of paper. And just that little scribble of whatever my signature is for that year, that fills my heart, warms me up more than anything I do, because I know that I've taken time beyond the electronics and all the aesthetics or the 2000s now.
Right.
That we went back to that 1883 stuff, and I wrote you a letter, because, if I lived far away back then, you'd get a letter from me with a pigeon tied to it or whatever, and you would have to go with that letter, and you'd have to feel the emotion through that letter. So
right.
That's the part that I love so much. Like, I can just, that eats me alive to do that. So that's the one thing I like.
Right. And that's the thing I enjoy as well. Even if I wouldn't get anything, knowing that I'm getting a letter from you.
Yeah.
It makes my cold heart sore a little bit.
and that's what Valentine's Day is made of. Like,
so what do you as guys like? Like, us females are easy to get something for. If you want to do flowers, you can do flowers, cookies, candy, fruit.
Well, see, where I'm old now, and my taste change. I used to love a lot of sweets.
Right.
And right now I like cotton candy.
Right. Every now and then.
So I'll eat that. But I don't actually like chocolate that well.
Right. Every now and then you'll eat a Reese's Cup or Three Musketeer. And if any of you have those pink, white, and chocolate Three Musketeers in your area, hit me up so I can give him some for Valentine's Day.
But for Valentine's Day, I really don't have to have anything. I leave little hints because it's like certain little video game stuff.
Yeah, but you are the hardest person to buy for. And that's the thing. Because you're the type of person that, oh, hey, I want this, I'm going to go get it. You can tell me today that, oh, hey, I want the 007 game for the Nintendo 64 I just got. Well, 2 days later, you're already picking it up for my sister because she had an extra copy. So that leaves me with nothing to get you.
Well, I mean, I don't know, I'm themed around stuff. I have 3 things that I truly like. Well, I got 4 things. Mm-hmm. Animation to a degree right now. Bob's Burgers is my biggest thing. Fist of the North Star, because I like that violent.
Oh, 2020 Valentine's Day. We spent that in the cabins.
Oh, yeah, we was in the middle of nowhere.
I got you that shirt that you're wearing.
Yeah, and I love Blockbuster nostalgia.
Because I got you Blockbuster, and I got you the Blockbuster game. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and I think that was the first, you know what?
Because we were with John Barry.
Or you know what, and what's crazy? I think that was the first time we watched anything on the projector.
Yes, yeah.
Because that wall in there was perfect in that cabin room.
Right.
And I had the little shitty yellow one. It was still focused good. Yes, that's crazy. I don't even know what we watched, because we watched so much crap. But I think that's the first time. Yeah, we actually watched the projectors then. So that's crazy. Good thing, good memory thing on that one.
It's the shirt.
Yeah, good thing that we brought that up. So yeah.
Because I remember that conversation that you always bring up Blockbuster in your past. So.
Yeah, Blockbuster's an amazing thing. And we've had many Blockbuster nights.
Yeah.
definitely with the cinematic experience and everything else we get through. But audience, not to carry you on very long, I want to thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank everyone that subscribes, does whatever you do inside our show to keep this thing going and to making us want to let you know about our experience and more just about everything in general we do.
And we'll keep this one short. Follow us, WV Uncommonplace, anywhere you can find us.
And I am JR.
I'm Stacey.
And we are West Virginia Uncommonplace, and we are signing off.
Please follow WV Uncommonplace on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, TikTok, where we have some great content, Facebook, LinkedIn. Hit up the merch store at oncommonplace.square.site. Join the email list from the website, and rate, subscribe, and give feedback from your favorite podcatcher. And lastly, thanks for listening, and tune into the next episode.